Hello and welcome. It's Jenny from the A to Z of Emotional Health Online Library. I wanted to take an opportunity to share with you a really magical but unexpected life lesson that cropped up in my world. I was driving in locally to a town to post a parcel, and the roads that I have to travel on are really tiny. I live on the edge of a village, and there's sort of like little passing places, so you have to pull over if you see if a car's coming the other way, because there just isn't enough room for us both to get past. And I had this really interesting experience because it was quite busy. I was going in really early in the morning, and so there was a lot more traffic than usual. Sometimes I can drive and there's none at all. But I realised what a difference it made when, if I pulled over, whether the other driver coming the other way actually kind of acknowledged me and smiled and said thank you, and or whether they kind of were in a hurry, didn't have the time of day, as it were, literally, even though I pulled over for them, and vice versa. I kind of noticed there was this connection if somebody had pulled over for me and in turn I was saying thank you. It kind of invited a smile back. And I realised this is such a tiny example of something that we can do in our everyday lives. Effectively when we're driving, we're in like two vehicles. We're separated by, windows. We're like in two little tin cans, really. And yet we can still exchange something. There's still an interaction between us that can be a really positive and vibrant one, or not. I really noticed how I felt, when somebody didn't say thank you and they were obviously in a rush, especially if I had pulled over. I was sort of almost feeling a bit put out. I mean, actually, I think it's, I'm mindful enough to sort of be aware of the fact that they're obviously, not in a great place themselves, or they are in a rush, or they're under pressure. But, whether or not we're under pressure, our responses to people can really make a difference to someone's life. You'll find a story that's about a man called John on the site. I've spoken about it in a conversation with John Wilson from Online Events, and I've also read the story, a chapter of the story from a book I'm writing, where this story really highlights that our interactions with people can be real makers or breakers. And as I said today, it was brought to my attention that I felt very, very different if somebody smiled and acknowledged me, and vice versa. You could just see that interaction. We have the power to do this, each of us. It's a personal choice, at any time in our lives. So I just wanted to share that as a real example of how we can actually kind of walk our talk. If we really believe in spreading good in the world, we can do it in so many ways. So thank you for listening, and I'm really pleased to be sharing this with you today.